So fertility issues, that's something that's really hard for a lot of women and men to talk about. Now, when I was younger, I was very much, I don't want children, I don't want to get married, I'm very career focused. And then obviously my health went downhill. I ended up meeting my partner, and then I thought, you know what, he's the one, I do want to get married, I do want to have children. So hearing that the chances of me being able to have children are limited was heartbreaking. It really was. It was soul destroying. It was like a choice had been taken away from me. And then to walk into the room to hear you might not be able to have children is heartbreaking. So what they had said is that they had given me a contraception method, which was not to prevent me from having children, it was to help combat the pain. So they had given that to me, and they had said, look, within 6 months, so keep it in for 6 months, after that take it back out and try for children, because if you don't, you're going to end up getting to a stage where you won't be able to have children because your body will grow and grow and grow along with the endometriosis. So I always had it in my head, right, I'll wait the 6 months. So waited the 6 months, and then it was but it's still not guaranteed that you'll be able to fall pregnant. So there's always that hope, oh, well, just wait 6 months, wait a year, keep trying for 2 years. And all the while that's playing with your mental health, because if you do want children, you really want them, and you just want somebody to turn around and just go, do you know what, it's okay, you are going to have children. And to be told that there's a possibility you're not going to have them, it just takes your breath away, because it's not what you expect to hear, it's not what you want to hear. It does take a choice away from you, which I think when you have that choice, you're very much, oh, I don't care. If I have them, if I don't have them, it is what it is. But when you're told, look, you possibly don't have that choice and you're probably not going to be able to have children, I think that's when it really impacts you. And that's where support is needed. You can't just say to somebody, you're possibly not going to have children, and then leave it at that and let them leave the room and just walk away. It's just to sort of get together and talk about how you feel, your highs, your lows, things like that. And it is a support group basically, and it is really, really good. And through that support group, I then decided I was going to start up my own support group. So I've got a social media page where I use my platform to help other women and children that have endometriosis. There are men on that page, and they're on that page to be able to support their wife, their mum, their daughter. You know, they're there to hear the facts and to understand that my journey, although my journey is mine, it is very similar to other women's. It might not be the same, because every woman is different, every woman's different, but there are similarities. So I then started up that page because I thought not everybody's able to get to a support group. I didn't know about the support group until I had met the surgeon, which is her husband. So until I had met him, I didn't have any support. I didn't have anybody that told me what it was. I was relying on Google. I was relying on American sites because they've got a lot of information on it. So the support group really helps because it gives you the facts, the figures, the understanding, but it also gives you the sense that you do have a family and that you do have friends and that there are people that are willing to listen. So my support group on Instagram is called Living with Endometriosis, and it's a platform where I speak very openly about all of the issues that women and children face with endometriosis. Sometimes it can be quite a sad place, sometimes it can be a really happy place. There's issues that we talk about that people in everyday life don't want to talk about and they don't want to hear it or they're in denial. So fertility issues, that's something that's really hard for a lot of women and men to talk about. But when you talk about things like that, people get very distant and very quiet. I don't want to talk about that. That's women's problems. I don't want to hear that. There's a stigma around it. They don't want to know that you're not going to be able to have a child, or that you're really sore today because you're cramping and things like that. So that page I've made really open so that we are able to talk about that. So I put up pictures. There's a thing called an endometriosis diet. Now, it doesn't work for everybody, but it's cutting things out of your diet like dairy and things like that. So I put up things that I eat so that other women or men on the page are able to say, well, why don't you try this, or I'm going to try this. So when you do talk about it, and I found in my personal experience when I've spoken about it, it's very much been, oh no, you'll have kids, don't worry, you'll have kids. You will be able to get pregnant, even though the doctors and the surgeons have all said that they're not confident, apart from one, which we're obviously holding out our hopes that this consultant and surgeon that I've just seen, the specialist, is correct and that I am going to be able to have children.